The little boy tugged on the man's sleeve before Imani could stop him. "Hey, mister, why do you keep staring at my mommy?" The entire charity gala seemed to freeze. Imani's champagne glass slipped from her fingers, shattering against the marble floor. But she couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Because standing 3 feet away, in a tailored black suit that probably cost more than her yearly rent, was Joon-woo Park. The man she'd run from 7 years ago. The man whose face was currently staring back at her, from her son's eyes. Joon-woo's gaze dropped to the boy. Then snapped back to Imani. His jaw tightened. "How old is he?" "Joon-woo, I can explain." "How old is he?" Her voice cracked. 6. The silence between them stretched like a wire about to snap. Joon-woo's hand trembled at his side. He looked at the boy again, at the sharp jawline, the same slight tilt of the eyes, the birthmark behind his left ear that matched his own. "Mommy?" Her son looked up at her, confused. "Why is he looking at me like that?" Before Imani could answer, Joon-woo crouched down to eye level with the boy. His voice came out rough, barely controlled. "What's your name?" "Marcus." "Marcus what?" The boy straightened proudly. "Marcus Joon Thompson." Joon-woo's eyes closed. When they opened again, they were filled with something Imani had never seen before, rage mixed with devastation. He rose slowly and stepped toward her. "Joon. You named him Joon. I had to keep something of you with him." "Keep something?" His voice was low, dangerous. "You kept everything from me, Imani. 7 years. You kept my son from me for 7 years. If you're watching this right now, drop a like and subscribe before we continue, because trust me, this story is just getting started. Comment below what time it is where you're watching and what country you're in. I want to know who's here for this journey. Now, let's get back to it." Marcus tugged on Imani's dress. "Mommy, who is this man? Why is he so mad?" She knelt down, her heart breaking in real time. "Baby, I need you to go find Miss Patricia at the catering table, okay? Mommy needs to talk to this man." "But please, Marcus. Just for a minute." The boy gave Joon-woo one last curious look before walking away. The moment he was out of earshot, Joon-woo grabbed Imani's arm, not hard, but firm enough that she couldn't run. And she knew he was remembering. She was remembering too. "You disappeared," he said through clenched teeth. "One morning, you were in my bed. By noon, you were gone. No note. No call. Your number disconnected. I searched for you for 2 years, Imani. 2 years. I know. Then why?" She pulled her arm free. "Because your mother made it very clear what would happen if I stayed." The words landed like a slap. Joon-woo's expression shifted, confusion replacing some of the anger. "My mother? What does she have to do with this?" Imani laughed bitterly. "Everything. She has everything to do with this." 7 years ago, Imani had been a struggling pre-law student working nights as a cocktail waitress at an upscale lounge in Manhattan. Joon-woo had walked in one night, young, handsome, clearly wealthy, and surprisingly kind. Unlike the other rich men who treated her like furniture, he actually looked at her. Talked to her. Came back every night for 3 weeks just to see her smile. Their relationship had been a secret. He was the heir to Park Industries, a multi-billion-dollar tech conglomerate. She was a girl from the Bronx with student loans and a grandmother to support. But none of that mattered when they were alone. He made her feel seen. Valued. Loved. Then she found out she was pregnant. And everything shattered. "Your mother came to my apartment," Imani said, her voice steady but her eyes wet. "She had photos. Of us. She said if I didn't disappear, she would destroy my grandmother's life, get her evicted, cancel her medical benefits. Your mother had connections everywhere, Joon-woo. She made it clear that I was a threat to the family legacy. A black girl from nowhere carrying the park air? She called me a gold digger to my face. Joon-woo's face had gone pale. She told me you took money. She said you accepted a payoff and left. And you believed her? The question hung between them like a blade. I didn't want to, he whispered. But you were gone. What was I supposed to think? Imani stepped back. You were supposed to trust me. You were supposed to fight for me. But you didn't, did you? You moved on. I saw the headlines, Park Industries heir spotted with actress. Park Industries heir engaged to chairman's daughter. She shook her head. I kept our son. I raised him alone. I finished law school with a baby on my hip and no one to help me. Don't you dare stand here and act like I owed you anything. Joon-woo's voice broke. I didn't know, Imani. I swear to you, I didn't know. Across the room, Marcus was watching them. Even from a distance, Imani could see the worry on his little face. What do you want from me? She asked quietly. It's been 7 years. You can't just walk back into our lives. He's my son. He's my son. I'm the one who stayed up with him when he was sick. I'm the one who worked 3 jobs to keep a roof over his head. You don't get to show up at some random gala and claim him because you share DNA. Joon-woo's jaw tightened. I'm not leaving, Imani. Not this time. I don't care what my mother did or what you think of me, I will be in his life. Before she could respond, a woman's voice cut through the tension like ice. Joon-woo. There you are. They both turned. Walking toward them, draped in diamonds and cold elegance, was Soo-min Park. Joon-woo's mother. Now pause right there. What do you think is going to happen next? Do you think Joon-woo will finally stand up to his mother? Or is Imani about to face the same woman who destroyed her life 7 years ago? Comment your predictions below, I'm reading all of them. Imani's entire body went rigid. Soo-min hadn't aged a day. Same perfect posture, same calculating eyes. The woman stopped beside her son and looked at Imani like she was examining something unpleasant on her shoe. Miss Thompson. I heard you'd found your way into polite society. Soo-min smiled, but there was no warmth in it. I'm impressed. You clean up well. Mother, Joon-woo started. Soo-min raised a hand, silencing him. I assume you've already told her about your engagement? The Kim family is expecting an announcement next month. Imani felt like she'd been punched. She looked at Joon-woo. You're engaged. It's not, it's complicated. It's not complicated at all, Soo-min interrupted smoothly. My son is engaged to Mi-young Kim. The wedding is set for spring. Whatever this little reunion is, I suggest you end it now. For everyone's sake. Marcus appeared at Imani's side, grabbing her hand. Mommy, I want to go home. Soo-min's gaze dropped to the boy. For the first time, her composure cracked, just slightly. Her eyes widened. She looked at Marcus, then at Joon-woo, then back at Marcus. No, she breathed. Marcus looked up at the older woman with innocent curiosity. Hi. I'm Marcus. Who are you? Nobody answered. Soo-min turned to Imani, her voice low and venomous. You kept it? Joon-woo stepped forward, putting himself between his mother and Imani. Don't. Don't you dare speak to her like that. You foolish boy. Do you understand what this means? Everything I've worked for. Everything you've worked for? Joon-woo's voice rose. You lied to me. You drove away the woman I loved. You stole 7 years of my son's life from me. The people around them were starting to stare. Whispers rippled through the gala. Soo-min's composure returned, cold and dangerous. Lower your voice. We will discuss this privately. No. Joon-woo turned to Imani. I'm breaking off the engagement. Tonight. I'm not marrying me young. Imani shook her head. You can't just. Watch me. He pulled out his phone and dialed a number. Daniel. Cancel the engagement announcement. Yes, tonight. I don't care what they say, just do it. He hung up and looked at Imani with an intensity that stole her breath. I'm not letting you go again. Either of you. Sumin stepped closer, her voice a hiss. If you do this, I will cut you off. Everything. The company, the inheritance, all of it. Joon-woo didn't hesitate. Then cut me off. The words hit Sumin like a physical blow. For a moment, she looked almost human, shocked, wounded. Then her expression hardened into something Imani recognized. Calculation. You'll regret this, Sumin said quietly. Both of you. She turned and walked away, disappearing into the crowd. Marcus tugged on Imani's hand again. Mommy, I'm confused. What's happening? Imani knelt down, cupping her son's face. Nothing, baby. Everything's okay. But her eyes met Joon-woo's over Marcus's head. And they both knew that everything was not okay. This was just the beginning. Later that night, after Marcus was asleep on the couch of Imani's small apartment, Joon-woo sat across from her at the kitchen table. The silence was heavy. I meant what I said, he finally spoke. I'm not going anywhere. It's not that simple. You can't just show up and play father. I don't want to play anything. I want to be his father. I want to be in his life. Imani rubbed her temples. And what about us? You and me? You can't just pretend the last 7 years didn't happen. I'm not pretending. I know I failed you. I know I let you down. He reached across the table, his fingers stopping just short of hers. But I'm here now. Doesn't that count for something? She pulled her hand back. I don't know, Joon-woo. I spent 7 years building a life without you. Learning how to not need you. And now you want me to just, what? Let you back in? Yes. His voice was raw. That's exactly what I want. They stared at each other across the small table. The weight of 7 years, all the pain and loneliness and late nights crying, pressed down on Imani's chest. I can't, she whispered. I can't do this again. I can't let you into my heart and then watch you choose your family over me. Over us. I chose you tonight. I gave up everything. You gave up your inheritance. That's not the same as giving up your life. She stood, wrapping her arms around herself. Your mother isn't going to stop. You know that. She's going to make our lives hell. Then we face her together. Before Imani could respond, her phone buzzed. She looked down at the screen and her blood ran cold. It was a text from an unknown number. Attached was a photo, Marcus's school, taken from across the street. The message read, "Enjoy your reunion while it lasts." She showed Joon-woo the phone. His face went white. She wouldn't, he breathed. You know she would. They looked at each other, and Imani realized that this wasn't just about their past anymore. This was about protecting their son. From the woman who had already destroyed their lives once. And she would do anything, to keep Marcus safe. But what Joon-woo said next made her entire world tilt. There's something else you need to know. Something about Marcus. About why my mother is so desperate. He swallowed hard. The inheritance. My father's will. It states that the firstborn grandchild, regardless of circumstances, inherits controlling shares of Park Industries. All of it. My mother doesn't just want Marcus gone, Imani. She needs him to not exist. Because if the board finds out about him. He paused, his eyes dark with fear. She loses everything. If you want to see what happens next, how Imani fights back, what Sumin's next move is, and the secrets that are still buried, you need to subscribe for part 2. Click that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications because this story is far from over. I'll see you in the next part.